Welcome everybody, welcome to The Truth That Hits Harder. Some of you that are watching this video may be wondering why I'm covered up. I'm going to explain to you why I'm covered up in a story and an allegory. Once upon a time, there was a farmer who had seeds, and he went to the village where the villagers are. He told the villagers, if you take my seeds that I have and plant them, you will have fruit. The villagers looked at him crazy. They misjudged him, they judged him wrongly, and they misinterpreted the message, and some of them thought he was inexperienced. So the villager, the messenger, who was the farmer who had the seeds, he had another idea. Since he wasn't received, he came back at nighttime, where nobody was watching, and planted the seeds, and he left. And over time, the villagers came out and saw fruit growing. And they couldn't judge, they couldn't criticize, because they didn't know who planted the seeds, they didn't know who came by and put them there. So the story is that the reason why I'm covered up is because I want you to focus on the message and not the messenger. Some people will misjudge the truth, misinterpret the truth, and put their own bias spin on the truth, or they'll take your words and twist the truth coming out of your mouth. Because they already have what truth means to them. They already have a narrative in their mind that's already made up. So truth and value are independent of the messenger. Okay, now let's get to what we're going to be talking about. So, have you ever heard this before? Respect is earned, but they never broke it down and never really clarified in what context of respect of what they were talking about. So let's just take a step back and let's do some little bit of backtracking on what this respect really means. If you look at the origin of what respect means, it comes from a Latin word, respectus, and it means to look back. It means to regard to. So back then it was to look back and consider in regards to something. Now, let's put this in a term where, let me just say this. Over time, the word respect, it grew to somebody's or something that's important, or value, and moderation, and dignity, right? Or somebody that was in authority and had power, right? You respected that person because they had a level of importance to it. But let's put this in another context: human life. If you believe that every human being should have the right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, then that's just you showing respect to that person. I believe everybody should have a level of respect for a human being because they're a human being. Okay, now let's put this in another context of what respect is when it comes to performance. If you are an employee working for an employer and you are wondering why people are not respecting you at your job and your managers are not respecting you, it's because maybe you're lazy, maybe you're not coming into work on time, or maybe you are being disrespectful, you've been rude, and you come to find out that the upper management have not been showing you respect because you are hard to be able to talk to, in a sense. Okay, so that's that context. Let's put it in a context of treating people right. So, if you are trying to learn how to treat people, there's a good reference in the Bible. Jesus talks about this in the Sermon on the Mount. He gives us some principles and guidelines on how to treat people right. And this also alludes to respect as well, but it's the golden rule. The golden rule is like this: you do unto others as others will do unto you. Now, this has had its hard times in people's lives because some people character is different. Their behaviors is different, and they don't have common sense. They don't have reason, and so they may be disrespected. And I wonder why people are not respecting them is because their behavior is off. Now let's put this in another context of, maybe you are trying to get to know somebody. You're dating somebody and you're trying to get to know. Maybe the things get serious, and you come to find out that she says you're not respecting me, and then he says the vice versa, you're not respecting me either. Then it's like arguing in a circle, and both of you are blaming each other for a lack of respect. And the last thing you want to do is be caught in a double standard. So it's important to understand what respect is. Now, you have free will, which is you don't have to respect anybody, but just keep in mind there might be some repercussions. Okay, now there's a lot of examples that we can give. If somebody breaks into your home and you respect your own life and your family's life and your kids' life, then you have that right to defend your home and then you use deadly force to stop the intruder, then the intruder didn't necessarily recognize what respect is to pertaining to life, because otherwise he would not have broken into that person's home. So now you have a kind of idea of what respect really means in certain contexts. Now, it's so important, especially in relationships or getting to know somebody. It's good to have that talk with them, talk with your other partner, whoever it is that you're trying to get to know about. What does it mean to respect each other? This way, it helps each other out and avoids confusion, and it can avoid potential breakups. So a lot of people sometimes get into relationships and they don't understand what it means to respect each other. She does this and he does that, and the next thing you know, somebody says something that they shouldn't do, and the lines cross, and he or she says, "Well, you disrespected me. You respected," but they never classified. They never understood it, or never had those conversations about what does it mean to respect somebody. So remember, over time now, this word did evolve to something more. To something to value, more importance, consideration, somebody that's of power, and then you recognize that. And this, of course, the term has evolved, but the foundational is so important to be able to understand, right? So I hope you do your own studying on this and really know what it means to respect somebody. I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for watching this TikTok channel called The Truth That Hits Harder. Thank you. God bless.